By the way, if BMA wins, complete good guy. He's the hero. That's how this works.
The winners write history.
That's right. The winners write history. That's how it goes down. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Here's his.
Like you said, Forest Craft banned down on both sides actually. So again, RIRIPWN allowed to play his Daria and his Enemy deck. Is the whole world crazy, Rainy? Am I crazy? Why is this being allowed to happen?
RIRIPWN has the Jita card backs. That's amazing.
I
have yet to watch the show for BMA's card backs. Word on the street is it was pretty good.
Pretty good stuff. All right, so now we get to see actually Daria versus Daria again. We've noted that if somebody can turn 5 Daria into turn 6 Daria against an opponent who can only turn 5 Daria, they have the advantage.
Yeah. That is a correct statement.
Yep. Right now, RIRIPWN, with luck in hand, is the only player with Daria at the moment. I'm interested to know why he's playing Owl and Levy. Basically a bunch of different targets for his evolution orbs, but I guess it's just consistency on wanting to evolve.
We've definitely seen both of them work out for him in this tournament.
Unbelievable.
It's been a long time since Time War Mages. Like, Magic Owl came in and was just like, nah, this is my spot, Levy. Like, I feel bad because, it's my favorite card, but... it's just it does the job so much better. Like everything spell boosted twice is just incredible. Yeah.
I would say probably certain matchups it might just be better to have the Time Worn Mage where you're not really pressed for time.
Yeah, maybe like anti-aggro or even against like really slow control decks.
Yeah. And that's where Levi has shined for RIRIPWN in this tournament specifically, just continually getting the big value off of Levi Evolves, won him a tournament match, so it's paid off for him in that sense, and I guess it hasn't really clogged his hand very much. That might be just kind of the fortune of the champions,
sauce,
right?
Yeah, that's his secret sauce. But he's got a good hand for really either one right now. I think Levy's probably a little bit better. There's not a ton to spell boost here, although it depends on how he wants to play out this hand. If he wants to play out all of the spell boost cards, he might want to go with the Magic Owl.
Yeah. So if you Levi, you can just actually have quite a bit of stats remaining on board. But is that very important?
I think so. The harder you make it for your opponent to deal with your board and make them play catch-up, the harder it is for them to actually get ahead, right? Seems pretty intuitive. But realistically, I mean, the more stats you can leave on board, the harder it is to deal with your threats, especially like something like this, right? It's just like they can't Piercing Rune the ward, so they have to take it out first. So you're at least going to get value on the next card that they evolve. Unfortunately, Piercing Rune isn't. I say unfortunately. Fortunately, Piercing Rune is in hand for BMA to clear up this entire board.
Yeah.
I'm getting too involved in the plot.
Yeah. You've got to disassociate yourself while you can, Exo.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go down this bad place.
Yeah, this actually turned into a pretty good hand from BMA, but without any redraw power, he's going to really have to press on a specific tempo turn. He's got to pick his spot, kind of go all in with his hand, and just hope it's good enough at the moment.
Yeah. Owl. Oh, gosh.
And I think it might be next turn. Like, I think what he should do is just not play anything here. Ugh.
Oh, no.
I don't like it. I'd rather see a full board next turn and just kind of overwhelm RIRIPWN.
Yeah?
Because now RIRIPWN has 2 turns to kind of deal with all the threats that BMA has.
That's right.
And has 2 evolution orbs to do it, so...
It won't be long now.
That's right, and that could be the difference between a bunch of face damage going through and everything just barely being able to be handled.
Yep.
Which I think is probably very close to what's going to happen here. Oh, man. Yeah, he's just going to be able to drop everything. So he basically got the best of both worlds, right? Got the Levi Evolve, had a lot of value there, and now is going to get a lot of value out of the Owl Evolve.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Now it's a full clear. Of course, Chimera can come down to help with this board, but it's not really going to do as much as he needs it to. Like, it will clear the board, but again, without any redraw power, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at all.
Man, it's still, RIRIPWN has a choice of both the Owl and the Levi again.
Yeah. I mean, he's got all the options here. And I think BMA did miss an opportunity. One thing you guys have to consider if you're playing Daria, and this goes for rotation or unlimited, it's a tempo-oriented deck. If you do not maximize the tempo, you're kind of giving away some of the deck's edge. So, like, say, for instance, this turn he played out his entire hand, right? As opposed to last turn playing out 2 Oglers. Much harder to deal with. Much harder to deal with.
Okay. Well, nothing presented on board. I guess there's no better time than now to Crimson Sorcery.
Right. Crimson Sorcery up. Honestly speaking, could even redraw with the Daria here. After the Enchanted Sword, build up that board. I like it. No evolution orbs left. Throw that Levy and the Owl away.
Okay.
And RIRIPWN with the redraw already lifted his hands up in the air. What a redraw!
Oh my God.
RIRIPWN, you know, I don't think we're lying about the story we're telling. Okay, I don't think we're lying.
Oh my
I
God.
think he's got all the magic he needs.
Oh my gosh. This is so rough. There's the last of the resources, basically. You're now relying on a 9 play point Chimera.
Yeah.
I'm all tuckered out.
Now there is a chance, because of how RIRIPWN has been playing, that BMA could Daria into something and maybe come back. I just don't know if it'll be fast enough. Like, even his next Daria won't even be able to play next turn. RIRIPWN's got a redraw Daria that already costs 3 in hand.
That's not going to help.
Goodness.
That is not going to help.
I think that's just going to spell it. He's not able to do anything this turn. Another 7 damage to face.
Yep.
Yep.
Taps out. Now remember, BMA has an extra life because he's coming on the winner side of the bracket. Hasn't lost all tournament long. So if RIRIPWN does actually win this,
He has to win again.
he has to win again.
That's right. So he's got to have you know what I mean? Everything going for him today. So far, he has not slowed down. He had a few games with Atomy where, you know, it misstepped, but then after that, it was just dollar bills everywhere. You know what I mean? Just making it rain all over the place with his Atomy deck.
Yeah, RIRIPWN being very successful. But not out of it yet. BMA has an opportunity. It's so interesting seeing these Daria mirrors. They are very effective, but I wonder if RIRIPWN should have just let the aggro force through.
Realistically,
Or
I
rather,
don't.
BMA.
I think that mirror more than any other mirror in the entire game is just literally luck. I mean, yes, you can make good plays. Yes, you can make good advantage plays, things like that. But realistically, it's whoever Daria's more. If you Daria more, you're just gonna win. So it's really hard to counterplay. You can make all the best plays in the world, but if your opponent draws better than you, there's nothing to do about it.
Yeah. RIRIPWN takes the early lead. 1-0. Now left to the Atomy Shadow. One more time. Show it to me again. The fantastic tales of Atomy on turn 2.
Well, BMA's got the Daria. RIRIPWN has got everything he needs, essentially, outside of the Atomy. We'll need another low drop. Okay. That's step 1. Now, BMA does have the Kaleidoscopic Glow again to make it so that it is going to slow down just a bit again.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
Another glow. All right. These are the cards he needs to see.
Yeah. This could be absolutely terrible, but no Atomy in hand just yet.
That's the risk with this deck. Every hand when you don't have Atomy feels way worse.
Yeah.
And even sometimes, like you said, when you do have the Atomy, it's still not good enough. So it's a very wonky deck. But so far, so good.
RIRIPWN has tried to make it work all tournament long, and it has been.
Got him to the finals.
But the only person who has stopped it is BMA. So if anybody can do it, I think BMA.
Plus,
is the one.
you know, BMA, just his stance. You know what I mean? That's very end boss like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very demanding.
Yeah. Very demanding. Very calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah. He already knows he's beaten you, but you just don't know it yet. Type of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. BMA is building up his own comeback story. He's letting the reset happen.
Yeah.
And he's going to swing around and just
That's
snatch
right.
the opportunity out of RIRIPWN's jaws.
Yeah. He's just like, you know, I wanted to make you think you could win. Not possible.
But did you think you could win against me? So you definitely don't want to bounce a skull ring, right? You probably want to bounce a skeleton.
Well, you can't bounce the skull ring.
Oh, that's right, because it's actually 3.
Yeah. Cost 3.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think Kaleidoscopic Glowing every single turn, like basically just keeping the board as clear as possible makes it harder and harder for Atomy to actually go off. All right, Amp is finding some card draw now.
Oh, we saw this happen to RIRIPWN. This is how he lost to BMA last in their previous matchup.
Yeah,
He
basically just
kept
kind of sitting
drawing.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a list of Atomy that I was playing for a little while that did play Ektar. Along with Deathly Tyrant, just so that even if you did get to this mid-range board setup where you had a bunch of stuff in play, but you never had an Atomy, you could just be like, psych, I have Ektar too. Take 12.
Yeah.
And then set up, you know, Deathly Tyrant with Storms after that. So just a couple different options. This
Feels like
version
it'd be
feels
very
so all in.
effective with Zeus in the list.
Yeah, that's a different angle. Like, Zeus does require the Carradwin evolutions, which is kind of... it's not my style. Like, I don't want to rely on drawing Carradwins or evolution orbs. Like, one thing I've learned about Shadowverse is that you can never rely on the cards in your deck showing up at the appropriate time to use evolutions on them. Like, it's great when you do, but you can't guarantee those things, right? So if you build your entire base around that idea, it's probably going to fail you more often than not.
Like food.
Build your deck wisely, kids.
That's right. That's right. Because specifically speaking, even on the turns where you might have the right cards, it might not be the proper situation for it. So there's a lot of intangibles that you have to consider.
Okay. Haunted House, Demon Eater, and Andrew Alphas. Oh, there's the Evolve.
There we go. Lots of card draw happening. I just want to see 20 Shadows. When we saw this deck before, I remember this deck getting to 20 Shadows way faster. What was the difference? Like, it was like almost like clockwork.
Maybe it was a lot of Catacomb play. Maybe it was a lot of... I'm not sure.
It's just weird. Like, I remember it getting to 20 Shadows like almost every game. Like, and it being a pretty easy win condition for the deck. I don't know. I don't know what's changed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other things that were involved.
All right, BMA with a pretty stacked hand here. Lots of card draw. Daria options.
Yeah. Daria's at 1 play point now, 0 play points now. That's a lot of cards to throw away, but you may as well play the Blade Mage here.
Yeah, it is. It feels really awkward when you have the Darias with the Fate's hand, because realistically you're just like, I just want to draw as many cards as possible. But redrawing into Daria is not what you want to be doing. And honestly, when you look at the context of this hand, the Fate's hands are really the best cards in it. So once you play the Blade Mage and the Daria and possibly the Mysterian Missile, I think you're fine with throwing away this hand.
Okay. I think you just go.
Yeah, maybe even Magic Missile just to get the extra damage in. Okay, decides to go with the Magic Owl instead.
Yeah. And this is the setup that you were talking about before, right? Play the Owl, Daria, and then maybe evolve the Owl. Ooh, and that's going to be great.
That is going to be great. This will allow him to play the Enchanted Sword and the other Blade Mage. Turn into an amazing turn.
Okay, so maybe he's just going to try to do that next turn?
This is less damage. This is less overall damage, this strategy. If he evolved the Owl, he gets an extra 4 damage. This evolve only gave him an extra 2.
Yeah. Huh.
Plus, he would have, you know, gotten the Chimera, the Blade Mage, and the Enchanted Sword all to 0 cost. I mean, he can still do that pretty easily with the Kaleidoscopic Glow next turn. So it's not like he is, you know, in a bad place. It's just whenever you miss damage in an aggressive deck, it's an extra turn that you're possibly adding to the game.
Say bye-bye to your life.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment. It's more bang for your buck, right?
Yeah.
Even if you save this opportunity for the next turn. Now you have much less board control. Huh. Okay.
Right.
Kaleidoscopic Glow.
Full board happening. No redraw Daria this time, but does have, again, the Golem Assault to protect board if he so chooses.
Yeah. I mean, thinking in terms of tempo, right? We talked about how we try to flood the board as wide as possible, as quickly as possible. So I think you should probably just try to close it out now. Especially since you haven't seen your next Daria.
Honestly, that's always my thought with Daria. I just want to end the game. Like, you build up so much advantage early, and it kind of dwindles over time, right? And if you maximize on the advantage that you're given, it's really hard for decks to keep tempo with you.
Spread stats? Oh, interesting. I thought he might have evolved the Owl to boost some more.
Yeah, it doesn't need to do that. It can really just boost. Or
if you're going to evolve for damage, you may as well have evolved the Owl, right?
I guess that's true.
And then you put the Enchanted Sword on Blade Mage to spread stats, making Soul Squasher less effective.
That's true.
Time to play.
Yeah. If you're going to evolve for face, you may as well have done it the other way.
Yeah, realistically, it's not going to hurt his hand too much. And this game will be over in short order. Wait a minute. RIRIPWN just gave a big, you know, punch in the air, but I don't know if that was bad or good. It looks like it's bad now.
Oh boy.
He's stretching.
Yeah,
honestly, I mean, he's way far away with shadows. I mean, way far away in damage. No Atomy in hand. No evolution orbs left.
Yeah, I don't really know what can.
Yeah, he's just passing the turn here.
There it is. BMA. Now, RIRIPWN is not eliminated just yet, right?
No, he's not. He gets
took
one
the
more
first
chance at his
win.
Atomy. Now, I feel like the Sword deck, with as many wards as it has, can put up a good fight against Atomy. And again, Atomy has to draw well in order to get there. So, as we've noticed, every single time that RIRIPWN does not draw Atomy, the game's not even close.
Yeah. He's drawing a lot of cards.
He's drawn a lot of cards, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, some matches it looks unstoppable, and some matches it's like, all right.
There's only a few cards in the Atomy deck that pushes the ball forward. That's things like Frozen Mammoth and Atomy and Deathly Tyrant. And then maybe if you make it into the late game, the Zeus. But
yeah,
if you're not hitting any of those options, and really Zeus only unlocks if you do hit the early options because you don't ever make it that late in the game.
You have to Gloomy Necromancer into it. Oh, man, look at this hand. All right.
Okay.
Maybe mull the Andrielphus. Or maybe you like keeping it.
So, I mean, if you're going by the theory of trying to high roll as high as you can, you would probably throw the Andrielphus
I think so, too, because it opens up the opportunity for a Skull Ring or a 1-drop. Keeping the 2 2-drops means that you're not necessarily, like you said, going for the highest high roll possible. He likes drawing the cards,
You're not losing too much, right? You're
still drawing cards with Staircase.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Kaleidoscopic Glow in Swordcraft.
Yeah.
So, it's actually a lot safer against Swordcraft to mull for Amulets because they have the Rush followers. They have ways to ping out your 1/2s and your and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Interesting keep.
All right. BMA is taking a little bit of a meditation break here.
Probably go get a drink of water. This could be the final game of the last Shadowverse Open in the SEAO region.
It's a pleasure.
RIRIPWN, basically saying, what's going on?
Yeah. What is it?
Are you doing your best sheepy impression?
Sheepy impression.
It's funny. RIRIPWN's like, why are you extending my agony? Such a bad-mannered Albert.
It happens whenever he plays Sword. He was relatively quiet when he played.
That's true. That's true. But now he's playing Swordcraft. He's unfazed by the game itself. Says, you know what? Go ahead. I'll be back later.
Yeah. Got himself a bottle of water. It's important to keep yourself hydrated.
Yes, it is.
No turn 1 play here for RIRIPWN. This is going to be tough.
I think mulligans, like RIRIPWN, as lucky as he's been getting, again, you have to make correct plays too. Mulligan decisions are very important, especially when you're on the draw with Atomy.
Yeah.
Not rolling for the high roll there is going to put him at risk because even next turn, he can't Atomy. There's still no way to do it.
Ooh, and now the wards that you were talking about starting to happen. The Bladed Hedgehog gets buff, right?
Oh my goodness. Does it? Because, I mean, the Atomy deck is killing all of its own followers.
This Bladed Hedgehog, coming from Eastern Europe.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, with the board BMA can present, the Atomy might not even matter. Like, we're talking about a full curve against literally no curve, and next turn he's got the Round Table Assembly into a possible double Mars or Mars White Paladin.
Oh, no.
And then basically this Hedgehog is going to be untouchable.
Oh, no.
And just never stop growing. All right, this is a good backup plan. Let's see what he hits. Ah.
Okay.
The luck is still with him.
Yeah. But he's still on the back foot. It's not pushing forward the Atomy game plan in any way, shape, or form.
It's not, but he does have the Skull Ring now, so Atomy will be hitting the table no later than next turn if RIRIPWN wants it. There it is.
Oh, man.
There's the combo. It's not a big board to work with for the White Paladin. Still might choose to evolve here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, right? Do you choose to gain more with the Mars effect, or do you keep the effect that Momo provides? Because it's great against Atomy.
I really like this play, actually. This kind of melts the entire board and makes Atomy hard to play as well. So we'll have to play an entire board here. Let's see, he can do it, right? He's got a 2-drop. Yeah, 2-drop and a Skull Ring will do it. Got plenty of 2-drops, actually. One of them being a Soul Squasher.
There it is. That's going to put the Shadow game plan back a little bit. I just think at this point, I mean, probably in my imagination what's going to happen is Enhanced Alberts are going to start coming down.
We don't see any Alberts yet.
Should act like food.
Yeah.
No Alberts yet, my friend.
But
these
there's
Momos.
only 3 shadows.
Look at these Momos. These Momos deal with Atomies just fine.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? You have Momos to deal with Atomy. Again, like we talked about, the rest of the deck doesn't actually do anything unless you hit Zeus. And Zeus doesn't really start swinging, especially when you only have 1 Evolution Orb. They don't start swinging until you hit play point 10. So in my imagination, probably the Alberts are going to get to a point where BMA has the time to get to that.
Right.
17 shadows.
Plus, it can't feel good to Atomy out your entire board with an answer in play.
Yeah.
That can't feel good.
No quiet, no furious.
All right, probably playing Mars into a Momo then.
Yeah. The Momo does gain Rush, so the Momo on board is actually slightly more valuable. Has another Bladed Hedgehog, though.
Yeah, probably just making the determination if the 2 damage now matters or if he wants to start pumping up the Bladed Hedgehog. In my mind, I would just Momo here. Just clean it out.
Yeah.
Get the 2 damage, push to face, get my opponent to 10, and then start playing defense. But, you know, this works too. Nothing wrong with this play.
Nice. That Bladed Hedgehog is going to be nibbling.
Oh, wow. He uses the Evo here, too. Basically, just not wanting to take any damage this match. To be honest, I mean, if you can just keep the board clean from Atomy every single turn, there's not really too many threats anyway.
Yeah, this Bladed Hedgehog gains damage on swing, gains damage on follower, enemy follower, destruction.
Yeah, it gets real big. And next turn, even if the board does get cleared, we've got an Arthur. There's still 2 Momos in hand for BMA.
It's you I
He's
want.
going to bring back the enemy, but plenty of Momo to go around.
Plenty of Momo, and if this does not trade into the Hedgehog, this Hedgehog is going to get boosted. Lifted tons of weights. Okay,
There
he's
it
going to
is.
go into it.
Good. Good.
Wait, what?
Sphinx.
Sphinx? I've never seen that emote. That's great.
Oh!
Sphinx.
Oh, this is an option, too, against the enemy. Okay, he chooses none of the above.
Just wants to get high value off of that Mars.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Says taking
Oh.
some damage is not what I'm scared of.
Oh, God.
This is pretty gross.
Okay,
That's a lot of stats.
what are the options here? No more Evolution Orbs.
None ya. None options.
Lurching Corpse Soul Conversion.
There's 0 options here. There's nothing to do. This is too big of a board. Momo is an answer. Lancer is an answer to any big threat that's going to happen. Again, RIRIPWN is in a place where he cannot get to 20 shadows anytime soon. Hasn't dealt any damage yet. I don't know if there's anything that he can really do.
Oh, no.
RIRIPWN, no!
Ugh, you have to go for the Lurching Corpse.
If he doesn't beat the bad guy, who will?
Nobody will.
I think that's
BMA
the
is
story.
what's up.
That's the story.
BMA is what's up. I'm glad I chose a statistically more likely person to win. Oh, there it is.
Good man. Good man. That's how you should do it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there's just too much to even deal with this turn.
You're nothing but a child.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it, right?
I don't believe it's...
5,
Oh.
7,
Now it is.
5, 7, 10. Yeah. Exact. And he ends it with,
With the
Albert.
Albert! Yeah, the story could not have been better.
Oh my God.
This is as good as it gets, folks.
It wasn't quite the enhanced Albert, but
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't
Even
matter.
worse, it was not enhanced Albert. Bad mannered Albert will take this one. BMA, I will not apologize for that nickname now. All right, you're stuck with it.
What a way to end the Unlimited tournament before Dawnbreak Night Edge drops.
So
too.
good. So good.
Wow. RIRIPWN gets taken down. Atomy could not cut it 2 games in a row. BMA with a winner's advantage. played well throughout the tournament and brought fantastic lists. I really like
Yeah, played him very well too. Didn't really make mistakes like we saw some of the other players making. Just looked very solid throughout the entire tournament and took it home. Can't really get much better than that.
Yeah.
Plus, he built an entire story around him.